Welcome back to our channel, History Addicted. This video is the second part about the history of Nazi Germany. If you haven't watched the first part yet, you can find the link on the top right corner. So, let's jump right in. Stage 3, Germany under Nazi rule. With Adolf Hitler firmly in power, the Nazi Party wasted no time in implementing their radical ideology. Their vision of a racially pure Germany would bring about sweeping changes that would impact every aspect of society. The Nazis skillfully used propaganda to shape public opinion and consolidate their control over the German people. Through mass rallies, parades, and speeches, Hitler and his followers instilled a sense of unity and nationalistic fervor. They created a cult of personality around Hitler, portraying him as the charismatic leader who would lead Germany to greatness. The Nazi regime sought to control information and suppress dissenting voices. They orchestrated book burnings, targeting literature that did not align with their ideology. Intellectuals, writers, and artists who opposed the regime were silenced or exiled. Freedom of speech and expression was severely curtailed. Indoctrination was a key component of Nazi rule. The Hitler Youth was a paramilitary organization that aimed to mold young minds in accordance with Nazi principles. Children were taught loyalty to the party, militarism, and a deep-seated belief in the superiority of the Aryan race. Education became a tool for propagating Nazi ideology and creating a new generation of devoted followers. The Nazi regime targeted minority groups, particularly Jews, in a campaign of persecution and discrimination. Anti-Semitic laws were enacted, stripping Jews of their rights and subjecting them to harassment, exclusion, and violence. Jewish businesses and properties were confiscated, and Jews were gradually stripped of their citizenship. In 1935, the Nuremberg laws were implemented, codifying racial discrimination and stripping Jews of their citizenship. These laws marked a turning point, institutionalizing the Nazi regime's policies of segregation and persecution. Jews were segregated from the rest of society and subjected to further restrictions and dehumanization. As the Nazi regime tightened its grip on power, Germany's foreign policy became increasingly aggressive. Hitler sought to expand German territory and establish a dominant position in Europe. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland, triggering the outbreak of World War II. Hitler's military ambitions knew no bounds, as Germany subsequently launched campaigns across Europe, employing tactics such as blitzkrieg to swiftly conquer their opponents. The Nazi regime's most heinous crime was the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews and millions of others deemed undesirable. The concentration camps, such as Auschwitz and Dachau, became symbols of unimaginable horror and human suffering. Jews, along with other targeted groups such as Romani people, disabled individuals, and political dissidents, were subjected to mass extermination in gas chambers, forced labor, and brutal experiments. However, the tide began to turn against the Nazis as the Allied forces pushed back. The collective efforts of the United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union ultimately led to the downfall of Hitler's regime. The liberation of concentration camps by Allied forces revealed the full extent of Nazi atrocities and shocked the world. Part 4, Germany after Nazi rule. As World War II came to a close, Germany lay in ruins. The country had been devastated by the war, both physically and morally. In the aftermath, Germany faced the daunting task of rebuilding and confronting its dark past. The Nuremberg trials, held between 1945 and 1946, brought Nazi war criminals to justice. This international tribunal sought to hold accountable those responsible for the atrocities committed during the war. Many top-ranking officials and military leaders were tried and convicted for their roles in the Holocaust and other war crimes. The defeat of Nazi Germany led to the division of the country into East Germany, under Soviet control, and West Germany, under Allied administration. This division would shape Germany's trajectory for the next several decades. In 1948, the Soviet Union blockaded West Berlin, resulting in the Berlin Airlift. This massive operation, led by the United States and its allies, provided essential supplies to the isolated city, showcasing the determination to defend freedom and democracy. The Berlin Airlift was a remarkable display of international cooperation and a pivotal moment in the early stages of the Cold War. In 1949, the Federal Republic of Germany, commonly known as West Germany, was established. This marked the beginning of the country's journey toward democracy and reconstruction. Konrad Adenauer became the first Chancellor of West Germany and played a significant role in rebuilding the country's economy and establishing democratic institutions. West Germany underwent a remarkable economic recovery, known as the Wirtschaftswunder, or economic miracle. Through effective economic policies, investments in infrastructure, and international partnerships, West Germany rapidly rebuilt its industries and became one of the world's leading economies. Meanwhile, East Germany, under Soviet control, followed a different path. The communist government established a socialist state and aligned with the Soviet Union. However, the living standards in East Germany lagged behind those in the West, and political repression was common. The division between East and West Germany was symbolized by the construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961. The wall physically separated the two parts of the country, and its presence reinforced the ideological divide between the democratic West and the communist East. Attempts to cross the wall were met with deadly consequences, and the wall became a potent symbol of the Cold War. Despite the hardships and tensions of the Cold War era, both parts of Germany made significant progress in their own ways. West Germany prospered economically and became a democratic state, while East Germany invested in education and healthcare but suffered from political repression. It was not until 1989 that the Berlin Wall finally fell, symbolizing the reunification of Germany and the end of the Cold War era. The reunification process was complex and challenging, but it marked a historic moment of triumph for democracy and freedom over oppression and division. And there you have it, the story of Germany from the implementation of Nazi rule to the aftermath of World War II and the division of the country. These were pivotal moments that shaped Germany and the world. Join us in the next episode as we explore more fascinating chapters in history. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating videos. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating tapestry of human history.